All right, so the swing, again, the main good news is that that wrist looks great right there, the kink in the wrist, and you can see the back of your hand real well. And then through the ball there, Tyler, right there. Arms are extended real well. And you're up to your good bounce finish. And then over here, the setup looks good, continues to look pretty good, like we worked on earlier in the winter and the spring. That's pretty cool. And then the putt, again, this is I'm pretty sure I've sent you this earlier this year, but for the putt, right there. See, this is Taylor a couple years ago who just finished hitting the 10th putt in the batch there. So we say, oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, there's the hole right there. So that looks pretty good, pretty normal, nice putts and everything. But then when you come around to the side, stand on the x-axis and look across the y-axis, you see two of them are a little short. The other 8 were perfect. One's in the hole. And especially when you see it from the Goodyear blimp view. You know, it came from over here. And then with the pitch, you're going to have the same thing going on. That they're going to be, see, he hit 4 perfect, but he has, that one just went in the bunker. The 10th one he hit there. See, 4 perfect, and then this one's a little long, obviously, right? There's another one that was a little long that he hit. So 2 a little long, 4 perfect, and the other 4, 2 of them are right there, and then 2 were in the bunker. See, they just hit that one in the first one in the batch. He hit in the bunker. It's going to fall right here. This right there, that's the first one. See, it just fell right in the bunker. But as he kept going, you know, he hit a couple perfect. And again, we know that the reason those went in the bunker, he hit them a little fat. And the reason this one's a little long is he hit a little thin. And then the 4 perfect ones, he hit pretty solidly and swung the right hardness. So look back at those pitch videos, and that'll help a bunch, man. But again, notice how the principle is the same. X and Y axis. Same thing in
This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlinks. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment, and we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com. So when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. Then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter, Ellie. Good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or, if we get pretty satisfied that things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is with the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.